Hi, I'm Steph from Stitching with Steph. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a stitch with me. It is an unbranded canvas and it's our monthly calendar set that we're doing. So of course, naturally, we're going to do May flowers. This is an 11 count canvas. It is 35 by 35 centimeters. It is 23 colors, and I will have a link in the description box where you can purchase it through AliExpress or Biggest Craft in case one sold out on one website. If you're a subscriber, thank you for coming back today for another week stitch with me and another fun time and shenanigans to have in the comments. If you're not a subscriber and this is the type of content that you like, please go ahead and feel free to hit that subscribe button as I post pretty much daily a stitch with me or review of some sort of content. Lastly, I did create a Facebook group for everybody. So if you want, you can go ahead and head on over to there. The group name is Stitching with Steph. I do have a link in the description box as well for you. So if you want to join over there, you can post pictures of your work and I can go ahead and input those into uh, future videos for like reviews and stitch with me's. If you don't want to join the Facebook group and you just want to submit those pictures of what you're working on, there is an email address in the description box for viewer submissions. Let's go ahead and dive into this stitch with me. All right, friends, welcome back to a whole new month, which is a whole new monthly calendar stitch with me. I did reviews on the March and April kit. I feel like there's really no need going forward to do a whole dedicated review to future calendar months, just because they're all from the same seller. They're all the same quality, the same threading, etc., etc. So I figured we could just dive straight into our stitch with me. So as you can see here, I have the camera zoomed in right here on color 19. I have my needle already threaded and started for us. I am stitching on a frame and a stand to see how I like that for our videos. So we are doing color 19, and that is DMC 3805, and it is this really pretty pink color. Look at this. Hold on, let me pull it all the way through so you guys can see it. And it's really long, as you can tell. Whee! Okay, so look at that color. Oh, it's such a pretty color. So I figured we can do a new color. So we didn't get any pinks last time. Last month I think we did purples, if I'm correct, if I remember well. So like I said, I'm going to start trying to do my stitch with me's on a frame, and I have these arms that attach to my desk, and they're adjustable for any of my frames, which is really nice. So I'm giving these like a working review, see how they do for my videos and see if I like them. I also, for my large like koi frame, I have a standing frame, like a floor frame as well. So yeah, and then the nice thing about this is it's held stable for you guys instead of hand stitching. So that's what I like about it, is that you guys will be able to see a little bit more consistency and stuff like that. As you can see, my camera does pretty good, and I feel like we'll, because the nice thing is I can get multiples of these frames and just keep my whips on them if I want to. But honestly, you can just take them off and rotate like one out if you want. But yeah, I feel like this frame works. It's a good size. It holds it in place where it needs to be held. And you will see me stitching two-handed. It's just easier for me when I do stitching with a frame, I guess you would say. Sorry, I have my angle of my camera flat, so I kind of have to look for my holes on this because I have it to where underneath I have enough room to thread. I don't like the way that one looks. Let me fix that one. Okay. There we go. That's better. Yeah. So we'll see how this goes and see if it works for us. Oh, they're like little arm clamps that clamp on. So they have like springs and stuff on them. I'll insert a picture for you guys. So that way we know what I'm kind of talking about if I can remember. I'll insert a picture. Let me write it down. Where are we at? Okay. So I'll go ahead and insert a picture for you guys so that way you can kind of see what I'm talking about. That's her frame. What my like frame holder looks like. I mean, it's nice. I like it. It's doing its job. I don't know. Alrighty. It's nice to be able to stitch two-handed instead of one and constantly getting knots and stuff like that, which is nice. Because I do like stitching longer, like longer threads, as you could tell with how much I'm pulling back and forth. I got to rethread my needle. My tail came out. Sorry, guys. That's the only thing I noticed when I'm stitching two-handed is my tail comes out a lot. So that's the only downside. My tail comes out more frequently. And I do stitch a little bit more consciously when I stitch with two hands. Just so that way. Let me see. I might stitch this way so you guys can see a little bit better. There we go. I was stitching on the top with my right hand and then on the bottom with my left, but I think I'll do it the other way so that way you guys can kind of see better. And then, so what is everybody else up to today? You guys pick out anything for your month? Do you guys have like a monthly kit that you guys are doing that you'll only work on in March? Maybe like flowers or maybe like spring themed? Yeah, I like doing these like little kits like this. I think they're cute. So yeah, I think it's nice. Oop. Sometimes I do, because I am predominantly left hand, but I can write with both hands and stitch with both hands, but I'm predominantly left hand. So sometimes it just takes me a little bit longer on my right side to find the hole than it does my left, as you could probably tell. But no big deal. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it when you're stitching two-handed. So these clamps work really good for if you do If you don't mind sitting at like a table, or if you don't mind stitching like for your videos online, you know, give me 1 second after this. Sorry about that, guys. My doorbell rang. I got some mail. It was some of my stitchy mail, so I had to stop and pause ya so I could go answer that real fast. Oh, 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 oh. All right, I'm going to pause you real fast. I have a knot. All right, I'm back again. For some reason today, I don't know what it is. It's one of my filming days. And I'm like, I have been getting knots nonstop. And I'm just like, can we please not and say we did? Get it? Can we please not and say we did? So I'm not sure why because I'm even doing like guiding my thread, because I only did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 10 stitches. I should not be getting knots that quick, to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe it's just me today. Who knows? So, in true Stephanie fashion, I go to look, and it's not just a singular knot. Nay, nay, guys, it is multiple knots in one. So I just cut my thread. I'm like, nope, I'm not dealing with it today. I don't have the patience to deal with it. So during this stitch with me, I might have to rethread, as you can see, because this piece of thread is kind of small. And when they're small like this, I can tend to stitch a lot faster. I mean, I'll take it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, can we just not get knots? That would be great. That would just be nice, is all I'm saying. Because I know I'm not the only one that gets annoyed by these little suckers. It's like, come on. I got stuck on my arm over here. And again, the nice thing about this is how fast you can stitch, right? Somebody at my door again? Oh no. I just heard my dog bark, and coincidentally I felt my watch vibrate, which typically means somebody's at the front door, but it wasn't. She's just barking at the cats. She's on a roll today, I feel like. She's just been barking up a storm. She's barking at everything, including her own shadow. Okay. So, if you guys are stitching anything for the month of May, what is it? Did you guys pick up these calendars yet? I'll go ahead and put a link in the description of 2 different places, if I remember correctly, where you guys can buy them. So you can get them on AliExpress or Biggest Craft, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I'm just stitching these in full stitches right now, just because I'm running out of a little bit of thread, and I don't want to leave half stitches hanging out. I feel like when you're on a frame too, Because you are stitching faster, you get more done. But also, I'm kind of like a lazy stitcher. I like hanging out on my couch and stitching, so I like stitching when I'm watching TV or in my recliner, stuff like that. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to pause you. I'm going to finish this off on the back and then start a new thread for us. All right, so I went ahead and finished it off on the back and I'm starting a new thread for us. And again, if you're new here, I love starting my threads with the pin stitch just because they are a lot nicer. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get you where I had you. There we go. Cut the tail for us. Doop, just like that. And then we're ready to go. There we go. I forgot that I was stitching up top with my left hand for you so you guys can see a little bit better. So I just had to switch hands for you. Can you tell that I'm used to stitching on the top with my right hand? Not necessarily my left. I have to poke around for my hole a little bit better, so. I was just going to do half stitches and then come back, but I don't like the way it looks right here. So I'm just going to do full stitches all the way across. That's the only downside when I've noticed when you do those half stitches across and then you do come back around. I don't know what it is. I just don't like the way that my thread lays. So I've gotten to the point where I'm doing my fulls now. Just because I like the way my stitches look a lot better. How do you guys do it? Do you guys do like a half all the way across, a Dutch stitch, I guess you would say, versus a full stitch? I just like the way, like you see the difference. This one kind of got mangled and I don't know why. I tried fixing it, so I'm not too pleased with that first row. I might redo it. Might not. Kind of one of those things of, we'll see if I care enough here and shortly. Which I probably will, to be honest. Hopefully my audio is a lot better for you guys now. I did switch over to my Bluetooth, no, my USB, like wireless mics for my projects this week. Alrighty. Oh, don't know what that was about. So I'm just going to go up and down across here now just to get that top part filled in. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm just really focused on trying not to get no knots. I know normally I talk a lot more, but this week I'm just kind of tired today, to be honest. I've been up filming. I am on my 5th video, I think, for the day. So I'm just a little sleepy. I started early just so that way I could try to get everything done while my kids were at school, like all my editing and all that fun stuff. I let my, when I go on the back side, I let my thread dangle so it can like on twist, essentially, so that way it doesn't get knots so easily. Does anybody else stitch in full stitch like this? Or do people like stitch half and then come back and then finish the row? Like I said, it depends. I can do it, but I just like the way that they look when you do a full stitch each time. And you can kind of judge your tension a little bit better. Stuff like that, I feel like it can be very beneficial for us by doing a full stitch each time versus a half stitch and then coming back. And yeah, that's just kind of how I feel about that. I was watching a video of a lady that's doing, I can't even remember. I get so many like recommendeds for you, like for myself. And she does like no talking at all in her videos, like no ASMR, no music, no nothing. And surprisingly her videos do really well, and I'm like, I don't know how. Maybe people just like watching the stitching, like going back and forth, but I'm like, I need at least some music, guys. It's nice to have the chit-chatting in the background, especially when I'm like stitching. It's like, oh, somebody else is like listening to somebody else talk, if that makes sense. Like you're hanging out together. And there are those moments where like I like just stitching with music in the background and then glancing at the person working on their project. That's always nice. What do you guys like? What kind of videos do you guys watch? I watch them all, to be honest. I watch Counted. I watch Stamped. I like watching the videos. I like seeing people's progress too. I like seeing the people that will literally dedicate just random, like a whole series to one video. But also, I won't watch your videos every day. If you do that, I'll probably check in on your channel like once a month. I like seeing random stitchings, like every day something different from your channel, and then seeing the progress on it from there. Let's see, what else have I seen? I've seen people do like a stitch with me and a review in one. So they'll like the beginning, they'll do like stitching, and at the end of the video, they'll do like a review. I'm like, that's too much work. Like to do a whole stitch with me and then bust out like if I'm doing a review, I'm doing a review. But I'm also a lot more in depth in my reviews than some, so maybe that's why. Yeah. Like I like going over all the DMC colors with you guys. I like showing you the colors. Because some of us don't know all the colors, right? Like I'll be honest, I don't know all the colors of the DMC rainbow, to be honest. So when I get a new kit, I like looking at each individual color to see what's included. Not just like an overview of all the thread, but to see what's included. Like what colors I'm going to be stitching with. That's what I like. So in my videos, I'm like really in depth with symbols and like the printing and like the edging of my canvases, as well as the threads. Like I'll even do up close of the threads to show you the quality of the thread. Because again, on any stitch, not even just stamped, counted, you're going to have some quality issues, right? Like, so I like looking for like at the peeling, it's called peeling, like where the thread, if the thread is fuzzy. Like this thread is not, as you can see, it's not fuzzy. So for this being, I think the kits now are like $5, I want to say, but I got them for like $3 back in the day, $2 or $3, I want to say, because they weren't that popular back then when I got them, but I was like, oh, these are really cute. It's a whole calendar set. So I bought every single one. And again, my poor husband, when I'm really into something, so say for example, like if I have a shirt and I'm like, I love the way this shirt fits, right? I will buy every single color in that style just because I like that shirt. I do the same thing when it comes to hobbies and crafts, stuff like that. So if I find a design that I like or a seller that I like, I will go to their store and buy like a whole bunch from that store. So yeah, I have some tried and true favorites, like VIP Cross Stitch is one of my favorites. Tapestry Market, they're a little bit more on the pricier side, but their canvases, even though they're stamped, they're a little bit better quality and they have a better selection. My favorite is Biggest Craft, to be honest. I feel like their prices are reasonable. They have a great selection, and like if you're new to my channel, I've gotten into counted cross stitching because I realized actually it's not as complicated as I made it out to be. That's as long as my fabric is pre-gridded. I did get some kits that were not pre-gridded. Those are put off to the side until I feel a little bit more confident in my gridding abilities. I'm going to probably watch a couple of tutorials and see which one works best for me, or I might change it, right? So yeah, I mean, I might change it to what works for me, you know? I just want to know how some people do it is all. Let's see this way. I have a general consensus of how to do it, but we'll see. We shall see. I decided I'm going to keep doing this stitch with me until this thread is done. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, guys. We will figure it out together, that's for sure. There we go. It is so windy outside. I wonder what the wind is. I should take a look. Let me see. Let's see what they say is the wind today. It's 31 miles per hour is the wind. I mean, I can hear it out there, just gusting like everywhere. So 31 miles an hour. No wonder why I had to go and put like our barbecue grill cover. Like I had to make sure it was down really well, like strapped down really well. Our fire pit cover, our outdoor furniture cover. Because I woke up to let the dogs out this morning and I was like, it is suspiciously windy today. What is going on, right? So I was just like, I'm just going to go ahead and take the precautionary measure and strap all this stuff down. So that's what I did this morning when I let the dogs out. To go to the bathroom. Yep, not too shabby. We're just moving right along. Okay, I will openly admit I love stitching in hand for certain canvases, but this moves awfully fast. Well, at least it does for me, even with me searching around for the holes on the bottom, right? And for me doing full stitches too, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised. This weekend, so every weekend, if you follow me, I'm working on one large project. It's koi and peonies. And my daughter was like making fun of me because she's like, every time I come out, Mom. And I'm like, are you going to keep making the same comment to me? Yes, I'm not moving from my recliner, okay? I'm sitting here enjoying my hobby. You do you. And every time she has to remind me, Mom, I don't think I could have that much commitment. I would get bored. I'm like, well, I don't get bored because I enjoy it. So you just haven't found anything that you enjoyed this much. She's like, yeah, probably not. And even my husband's like, how do you do that for hours? Like on my days off, y'all, when I say if my homework is all done and I don't need to study and my chores are done, aka I do them in between like sessions just to get up and stretch and stuff, I can stitch for hours, y'all. I don't know about you. Can anybody else do that? I can sit here and stitch and stitch. And on top of that, I really wanted to put in some work on my large koi and put in some work on my husband's birthday gift that I'm doing for him. So I've put in a lot of progress on his birthday gift. I don't know. I think I have it scheduled out a couple of weeks for a stitch with me on it just to give you guys an update on it. But yeah, I don't know. I might actually finish it by his birthday. I'll be impressed with myself, to be honest. I have a couple of pieces that are finished. I just need to do the back stitching on them, and then I can post them in my finishes, but back stitching is the death of me. And the one that I finished has quite a bit of back stitching in it, so I don't know. I just feel like I'll get to it when I get to it, right? Like, I'll be done. Oh, there's only one off. That's pretty impressive. And it's not too bad on the underside, given this is not my dominant hand, guys. I'm kind of surprised that I'm able to move this fast with my less dominant hand on the underbelly of my canvas. The top is easy. I feel like even with my dominant hand when it's underneath, I feel like I don't move this fast. Oh, my dog's down there barking again. I don't know what her deal is today. Y'all, I've filmed several videos today, and it's just like, what is she? She's just, I don't know if she's, I do need to trim her hair. She's a cockapoo, cocker spaniel, poodle mix. She's our small one, and we have two huskies. So I feel like maybe I might need to trim her hair because It is getting kind of long, and normally I keep her pretty short, looking like a little teddy bear. Yeah. So I think maybe I need to trim her hair because maybe her sense of, what's the word? Hearing? There we go. I was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Her sense of hearing is heightened. I might be able to get a couple more stitches out of this, friends, and then we might call this week one done with me. Done with me. This week one of Stitch With Me done. Oh, sweetness. Told y'all I'm tired. I might lay down and take a nap and finish my filming and editing later. Maybe. Sounds like a plan. All right, guys. That's all that I have left of that thread. So we'll go ahead and call this a wrap and do our cleanup and our outro. All right, friends, that concludes week one, Stitch With Me for Mayflowers. Thank you for hanging out with me till the very end. Again, my subscribers, I really appreciate you guys coming back week over week. If you're not a subscriber and you stood till the end because you like this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you want to follow me on any social media platforms, I do have an Instagram as well as a TikTok. My handler over there is stitching_with_Steph. And then my Facebook group is listed in the description box below. Again, thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope to see you guys in another Stitch with me. I hope you guys have the rest of your day is going to be great and wonderful. Have a good day. Bye-bye.